Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my series of monthly music finds. Today, I am going over the month of April. Crazy that we're in the month of May now. It just seemed to get here so quickly. I feel like I just took my Christmas tree down, which some of you might think that I did. I took it down at the end of January. But anyway, don't know why I brought that up. I have an assortment of goodies here that I want to talk about. Obviously, this past month was Record Store Day, so I picked up Record Store Day items. Showed those in another video. There was one other. There was an item that I didn't get. There was an item that I got on Record Store Day that was not a Record Store Day item. I'm going to show that one again, just because it kind of got lost maybe in that video, and I've listened to it since. And yeah, so I've got some. What am I trying to say? I got some more Record Store Day releases that I got in the mail that I couldn't find at my store. I found a couple online when they went live on Sunday, the next day. Those, a few new albums, some reissues. Like I said, a couple of VCLT gifts, and we'll just jump right into it. I got some CDs too. So first, let me show a couple of gifts that I got. I got this from Steve over at A is for apricot, B is for bologna, C is for corn dog. He sent me this album, Positively Bob. Willie Nile sings Bob Dylan. This is kind of power poppy, but I didn't know Willie Nile, singer-songwriter. This came out in 2017. He just said, "Hey Sam, I was listening to this and really dug it. Thought you might too, so I'm sending you one." So thank you, Steve. There's the track listing. I won't go into it because I don't want this video to be too long. Just listen to this today. I'm filming this on May 1st, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So thank you, Steve, so much for that, really. Got another VCLT early in the month. I didn't do a video on it. I got busy, and I do apologize, but I wanted to give this guy credit. I got Mudcrutch 2 on vinyl from my buddy Christian, formerly of CGC Vinyl. He has a new channel called Front to Back Vinyl. I encourage you all to go follow him. I made a post on my community page a couple weeks ago. He only has one video, I think, as of this moment, but he was very, very kind, sent me Mudcrutch 2. Really, really appreciate this, man. This was Tom Petty's last full-length album before he passed away. Mudcrutch, obviously the band that he was in before the Heartbreakers, had a reunion in 2008 with the Mudcrutch album. Then they regrouped and put this out in 2016. Mudcrutch also has Ben Montench and Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers on here. So check out Mudcrutch 2. Christian, thank you so much. Steve, thank you. Next, I went to a show just a couple nights ago. I did a video about the show, but I picked up a couple pieces of merch, which I showed in the video, but I'll show it here as well. I saw the Wild Feathers, and I picked up their album Medium Rarities, which was really only released on vinyl globally. You can't get the CD anywhere unless you go see them in concert. It's just a thin kind of sleeve, but it has some rarities on here, and then some covers. They do Almost Cut My Hair by Crosby, Stills and Nash. They do Guitar Man by Bread. They do Blue by the Jayhawks, and then a bunch of other songs that they wrote. So Medium Rarities. Happy to finally have that on CD to complete my Wild Feathers collection. Next, I got this last night, well, 2 nights ago as well. This is Greetings from the Neon Frontier, the Wild Feathers. This is their 3rd album. Really a rockin' album. I just listened to this today. I had it on CD, did not have it on vinyl. And really, really good. Check out the songs. Quitting Time, just a killer, crunchy song. Fantastic. That's a gorgeous record, just the production on it. Wildfire is a great tune. Wildfire could have been like a 70s kind of Eagles kind of song. So check this out, Greetings from the Neon Frontier. Highly recommend it. Glad to have it on vinyl. This is the album that I picked up Record Store Day. This is Neon by The Circle. It was their 2nd and final album. The Circle had the big hit Red Rubber Ball, which was on their 1st album. This album was in the dollar bin outside of my record store during Record Store Day, and I took a risk with it, and it plays very well. You have covers covers by the Beatles. I'm happy just to dance with you. They also do another Paul Simon tune, and called "I Wish You Could Be Here." Just really, really good. Kind of not. It's not psych pop. It's more on the lines of like just '60s pop. Early Tommy James and the Shondells. Kind of Beatley with a little bit of jingle jangle. So Neon by the Circle for $1. I got that on Record Store Day. A couple other CDs, new CD. I showed that I got the alternate takes of this on vinyl during Record Store Day. This is the full release of Jazz Impressions of a Boy Named Charlie Brown by Vince Guaraldi. I got the hype sticker in there, so it's covering Vince. But this is essentially a Guaraldi album based around Charlie Brown music. So you have the original album, 9 tracks, and then you have 16 bonus tracks on disc 2. Really, really good. If you like that jazz, the Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown jazz, this is for you. Kraft does a great job reissuing his catalog, so very happy to have that. I try to get those every time I can. And I did a review on this. This is the alternate cover of Till the Morning by Brian D'Addario, the older brother of the two D'Addario brothers from the Lemon Twigs. This is his first solo record. Really, really good. It's a little bit more mellow than the Lemon Twigs' previous release. His brother Michael produced this and is playing on several of the songs, singing harmonies about half the songs. Really, really good stuff. And just like I mentioned on the review, which you can go back and watch, I would recommend the song "Nothing on My Mind." Very, kind of Monkees, not mid-career Beatles kind of sound. So happy to have this on CD. And I really just got this because it's an alternate cover and it looks really, really cool. All right, that does it for that's all the CDs I got, and I've got these 2 items, and then I'm going to jump into new albums, and then the last 2 will be the Record Store Day items that I just got in the mail the other day. Barnes & Noble was having a really good $20 record sale. I had some leftover Christmas money on a gift card, and so I went to Barnes & Noble earlier in the month and picked 2 of these albums up to fill out my Grateful Dead collection. This is Built to Last. This is the final Grateful Dead album. It's okay. It did not. There was nothing really great on it. Standing on the Moon maybe would have been my favorite, and maybe the title track, but nothing really stood out. But I'm happy to have it. It's a cool hype sticker with the playing card there. So, and it was $20. So definitely, I'm glad I didn't pay more for that, and really didn't pay anything for it. This is one of their classics, Wake the Flood. I was happy to have this, and as many of you know, I've been playing in a band. We've been doing a lot of Grateful Dead music, so I'm learning a lot of this stuff as I'm going along. But this is the classic album. It has Eyes of the World on it, Stella Blue, Mississippi Half Step, Uptown Toodaloo is on here, and it's the first album with Keith and Donna Gottschall, who would go on to play with the Grateful Dead for a good while. So happy to fill out 2 more Grateful Dead records in that collection. Next, 3 new albums from this year that all came out last month, or one of them came out in March, but I didn't get it till last month, and that was Foxes in the Snow. A lot of people in the Americana world are talking about this. This is by Jason Isbell. It's purely acoustic, just him on the guitar. You really get to hear his playing on the guitar. You get to really hear the songwriting kind of come to the forefront. This took a long time for me to get. I got it through Magnolia Record Store. Very, very cool vinyl on that one. It was an exclusive, and I didn't know that it was going to take it about a month after the album came out, and it really kind of ticked me off that it took so long, because I saw people like Elliot Cruz talking about this, Harry from Harry's Music Room, I heard mention it, but really good stuff. It's kind of half a divorce album, half a new love album after he divorced his wife Amanda Shires. So Foxes in the Snow by Jason Isbell definitely takes some listens to get into, but once you're into it, it's some really good stuff in there. Next, again, I've just mentioned this. I did a review. I won't talk about it more, but there's Till the Morning on Head Stack Records, not Head Stock Records, like I said in the review video. But there's the vinyl, black vinyl. So very, very cool. And then this album right here, Seth Walker, Why the Worry. Obviously, I did a interview with Seth Walker, which I have posted at the top of my homepage on YouTube. I'm very, very proud of that video. Very, very proud of that interview, and encourage anybody just that's interested in songwriters, just kind of how the songs work. Just go and listen to that. It's only 22 minutes. I'm very, very proud of that video. But this is his latest, Why the Worry. Again, kind of a more blues-based songwriter out of the Asheville, North Carolina area. And very, very happy to have this. And it's on a really cool, clear orange vinyl there. And another cool thing about this album is the, if I can get the vinyl back into the sleeve, you gotta love static. This stamp and the typeface were owned by Seth's mother, and she actually carved that bird in a wooden block, and that's what he was using as the stamp. So kind of cool that it's got that connection with it. All right, and lastly, I'm going to show the 2 Record Store Day albums that I got in the mail. I think I got them 2 days ago. I was out of town for a couple days, so I just grabbed these yesterday from my doorstep. And the first is going to be live or encore at the Garden. This is the Killers and Bruce Springsteen at Madison Square Garden. I want to say it was from 2019. I'm not 100% sure. The actual recording, maybe a couple years later, maybe it was post-COVID, but it's very, very good. It's just 3 tracks, which is a little disappointing for the price, but I do see that it is already kind of gaining some attention on Discogs as being one that people are seeking out. But I got this through Dark Side Records up in Poughkeepsie, New York. They ship records. I encourage you to check them out. They're really cool. But this has 2 Springsteen songs and a Killers track. They have the songs Badlands, excuse me, to open it. It's fantastic. Bruce sounds great. Brandon Flowers, who is a disciple of Bruce Springsteen, sounds great. They do that. They do Dustland, which is a Killers tune that they did with Bruce on the studio version, I believe. And then side B is Born to Run. So just a 3-track little, not even really an EP, just a 3-track, almost a single. But really, really cool. Really, really happy to have that. I love the Killers. And so I was happy to snag a copy of that before it sold out. And lastly, this is kind of, I think this was a sleeper album. Nobody really talked about this. And I was kind of on the fence about it until I was like, yeah, it's not too expensive. I'll go ahead and buy it. And that is Dave Stewart Does Dylan. This is Dave from the Eurythmics, big time producer in the 80s. He worked with Bob a good bit in the 80s and 90s. Here's a cool picture on the back of Dave and Bob Dylan. This is during the The World Gone Wrong sessions, that folk album that Dylan did in 1991 or 2. Nothing crazy about the vinyl, but it's just Dave Stewart on acoustic guitar playing Bob Dylan songs. And Dave doesn't have a great voice. It's kind of, I don't even know what you would describe it. It's not as coarse as like a Leonard Cohen. It's actually sometimes the tone has a bit of a Bowie feel to it. But first, the cover is very reminiscent of Nashville Skyline, probably intentionally there, with the guitar and the hand on the hat. And he does, again, acoustic stuff. He does some hits that you would expect, like Forever Young, Simple Twist of Fate, Lay Lady Lay, Don't Think Twice, Knock on Heaven's Door. But he also does some deeper cuts, like Emotionally Yours from Empire Burlesque, To Ramona, Make You Feel My Love, which several people have had hits with. He does Spanish Harlem Incident, and then a really pretty version of Visions of Johanna on here. And again, it sounds great. I think it's still available. It's not that expensive. I think you can get it for like $25. So I highly recommend Dave Stewart, Dave Does Dylan. So there you go. Like I said, I got those, and then the Record Store Day albums that I showed you earlier in the month. Thanks again, Christian and Steve, for the gifts. I appreciate it, my friends. Everybody, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the subscriptions I've been getting. Would love to kind of push more. I would like to be out there in the algorithm to just give you all, I'll give a wider audience, a taste of the music that I enjoy. So please subscribe, tell your friends. I would really, really appreciate it. But that does it for me. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.